Hi, guys. Good morning. Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I'm going to slow down on this video because I want to go over something very important with you. Last night, I made a video, and the video I made was about tangible book value, meaning a company, minus their goodwill, minus other intangible assets, what is a company actually worth? If you were to liquidate a company today, they file for bankruptcy and you have to liquidate. That's their tangible book value. GameStop is currently $10 a share on tangible book value, which is one of the best values according to their current share price of any company out there. I actually compared them to the Mag 7 stocks, just how great it is. Almost 50% tangible book, which is great. And you guys are learning, and that's awesome. But I want to focus on a comment on the video. The comment on the video on this video, this is last night's video. If you look right here, let me see if I can make it bigger for you guys. It says right here, what about profit margin and growth? Can we assume GameStop can transform into a company with tech company margins? You know, this is a difficult question to answer for a couple of different reasons. Everyone's judging GameStop based off of, previous top-line revenue numbers. And then everyone will talk to you about margin and then, of course, profit from an operational standpoint. GameStop currently doesn't make a profit operationally. They make a profit via investments because they're a holding company and they have a large amount of cash. They have over $4 billion cash, and that's generating interest over time. Here's the thing about GameStop, what people don't remember and or don't really understand. There's a phrase in commercial real estate called overstored, and that's based off the fact that your company has too much square footage. You are opening new buildings left and right. Not that you need to expand to that much. You become profitable, yes, but at a fault. It costs you something. And when you have a downturn in the economy like you do right now, it costs you your company. You'll lose half your footprint because you'll have to close down stores. You have to, lay off employees, make all the necessary cuts to become profitable again. In GameStop's case, it was actually built out from 2010 to 2013, that time frame, all the way to 2018 to be overstored. They just kept opening up stores, and it felt like the more you spend, the more money you'll make eventually, but that top line revenue just keeps growing, and that's what you show Wall Street. But anyone on the other side of the bet, i.e. shorting the stock and or studying the balance sheet and the income statement, if you really study it, you realize that GameStop was spending too much money to make their money. And at some point, it tips over, right? You just can't keep growing. You actually tip over. So I'm going to show it to you right now and why we're talking about this, okay? There's a whole reason why. So let's go look at the macro trend first. So macro trend for GameStop, just so that we're clear, their gross profit back in the day, this is long time ago, 2019 I have here, but we're going to go even further. We're going to go one more year. So we'll go right here. So this is the time right here in 2019, at the end of 2018, in 2019, GameStop actually had $3 billion worth of operating, right? And they actually were losing money because operating income was $700 million loss. And they kept losing money, and we know what happened next. Ryan Cohen comes in and he changes the idea and trend that, hey, we need to stop losing money. But top line revenue was so massive, it's what everyone's paying attention to. They go, 8.2 billion from 9 billion, 8.2 billion, all this. And they're going to tell you Fortnite effect, they're going to tell you PS5, supply chain shortage issues. They're going to tell you all of that. And I'm just going to tell you, it's just not the case. It's not that everything's digital as well. That's just what shorts want to put out in front of you, Michael Packer, other analysts. Because video games only make up around 30% of GameStop's actual revenue. They sell computer components, they sell consoles, they sell accessories, headphones, and controllers. Those are the things you sell the most of, more so than just games. And when you look at GameStop and you study it, you realize that the smaller the footprint gets, the more profitable they get. So the margins are swinging back into their favor. But the reasons why it was out of whack, why it swings so far for GameStop is because they were overstored. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys something so you guys understand and have the mindset of what and why it happened. And before I show you the board of directors and we go into this, I want to give you the premise of what we're talking about. I've been studying retail companies for the last 4 years. I am in retail at a senior level for the last, over a decade, right? And I realize that some decisions are made by certain individuals on the board of directors for certain companies, and some of those decisions don't make sense. Right? Like in 2018, I'll give you the example. GameStop loses $700 million, and they're still paying a dividend on their shares at that time. They've since suspended their dividend. They're not paying it right now, but they will eventually. But just like any company that sees the forest through the trees, say, hold on, we should cut this off. But they didn't then. And it was because they were trying to deplete the coffers. And I'm telling you this because I've studied the board of directors for multiple companies and how the same individuals get the same jobs at new companies that end up going bankrupt, right? A la Sue Gove, Thomas Kingsbury. There's numerous people out there in the CEO roles that have voted for things that you would never vote for, right? So to give you this example, I can tell you Bed Bath & Beyond, Kohl's, Big Lots, all of it, you can follow the same investment companies and the same hedge funds that actually plant their people on the board of directors, and then they make poor decisions for the company. And that's what's been happening. That's how companies go bankrupt. Just bad decision making from the top. So that's what was happening at GameStop for the longest time until Ryan Cohen came in and took over. But let's go ahead and look at the board of directors. And this is what I call Connect the Dots. You guys know the series. This is part 75 right here. But let's go ahead and look at it. This is the board. These are the board of directors for GameStop in 2018 at the end of it. The reason why, because their CEO, Mr. Paul Raines, he actually died. He died of brain cancer, but even he wasn't necessarily on the up and up because he was from JCPenney, he was from Advanced Auto Parts, he's from Home Depot. He had the still the same ties that I've seen from private equity. And if you ever don't believe me, guys, go look at Home Depot's balance sheet right now. They have shareholder equity of almost nothing, zero almost. They have no shareholder equity. I would say, I think it's something like less than a penny per share because they're stretched out on debt. That's just what it is. That's what happens. But let's go ahead and look at this. Okay, I'm just going to go with you here. So the first guy, I'm looking at Jerome Davis, and I'll just do the first guy, Daniel DiMato, whatever his name is. He came back to the company after retiring because Mr. Raines died. So when Mr. Raines passed, this guy came through back too, and he was the interim CEO at age 70. One of the original guys for GameStop, so he's on the up and up. But Jerome Davis, I don't know why he would ever be at this company called GameStop. He has no experience in retail, and they put him on the board of directors here. But I didn't want to follow him too much because I'm looking at people like Thomas Kelly. When you see Scott's Miracle Grow Company here, they tell you, I've seen it, but I've seen Sprint Nextel deal. So the Sprint Nextel deal was a deal that GameStop did for whatever reason. They wanted to go ahead and get into Sprint Nextel. So when you go into Sprint Nextel and you look at this company, remember that they were the majority, right here, the majority of the company was purchased by SoftBank Group. We talked about SoftBank Group just this week on one of the live streams because they're the ones who are embedded at DraftKings via private equity. They have so many ties to private equity. If you go look at that episode that we did this week about DraftKings, you'll see. But that was in the live stream. But yes, they're SoftBank. So that's where Nextel came from. So you already have private equity doing deals with GameStop, and Thomas Kelly is part of that. I would just tell you that's what he's associated with. Mr. Kim ended up becoming CEO, if I'm not mistaken, even later on. But for me, I don't really care. It's not something I want to focus on. I want to focus on Stephen Koonin. Stephen Koonin, at the age of 60, is here, and he bridges from TNT and TBS, that's Turner Broadcast. Now, if you know anything about Turner Sports, you know about Atlanta Hawks, you know about the deal that they went ahead and sold off to private equity, Ares Capital and Tony Resler. So that's one of the original founders of Apollo, guys. This individual is the president and CEO of the company over there, the CEO of the Atlanta Hawks at the time. But all these guys are on the board of directors for GameStop, and they switched these guys out for just new private equity guys as well, too, like Bill Simon from KKR. He was the next guy up. But right here, Gerald, I don't even know how to say his last name. I'm not even going to try. He's from Rush Enterprises, Inc. Rush Enterprises, and he comes over to GameStop. The reason why I focus on Rush is because Rush is, and you'll see it here, is a publicly traded full-service integrated retail commercial vehicles and related services. I don't understand. And we're a video game company that does retail, but why the hell would you ever want automotive in your company? Well, let's go ahead and look at Rush really quick, just so that we're clear. Right here. The company was founded, blah, 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 but look what it says. Heavy truck businesses from Ashbury Automotive, and this is what they acquired in 2010. Does anybody know what Ashbury Automotive is and why we pay attention to it? Ashbury Automotive, just so that we're clear, is the same company that the CFO from from AMC, right? Sean Goodman. That's where he's from. He's from Asbury Automotive. So I already know Asbury Automotive. I already know that it's private equity. And that's what this tells me here by having this individual on the board of directors. It's no different. But if you had people from Asbury in AMC, you also have them right here with the partnerships they've done or the deals they've done via Rush. That's going to be the connecting dot. But now we'll go to Kathy. Kathy Verbeek, I don't know how to say her name correctly. I hope that's right. But she comes from a small company called Congra, right here. Congra. If you guys don't know about ConAgra, is that what it's called? ConAgra? I'm not good with names and words. But that right there, guys, is Apollo. We know that's part of Apollo. But I'll go over here. She used to be a part of Hendrick Struggles right here. So that's an advisory firm, if you guys are not familiar. And when you go in here and you find out that they were right here. Tracy Wolfka, I'm looking really quick because I saw something. Did I see that here? Is that all I saw? Goldman Sachs? No. Maybe that's just all I saw. She was Congra and then she was advisory. So maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. That's possible. Legendary Entertainment. Did I see that? Is that what got me? Oh, that's what got me. Hello. I'm so sorry, guys. And so Congra, yes, but right here. She was part of this, was with Legendary Entertainment Media Corporation, okay? And the president of Legendary, all the good stuff. So she worked for Legendary. That's why I wanted to click on it. If you're not familiar with Legendary, was a subsidiary of the Chinese conglomerate, the Wanda Group. The same Wanda Group that owns AMC, the same one that was bought out by Apollo. So if you don't think that Wanda and Apollo did a deal with Legendary Entertainment, and who was on the board of directors there at Legendary Entertainment? This young lady here. So, and she's also at GameStop at this time right here at 54 years old. So, yeah, without a doubt, I can connect every dot to GameStop and AMC, whatever it may be. And the reason why I tell you AMC, because I already told you AMC is the hedge to GameStop. It's not the partner. And I try to tell people this, but they don't listen because they want to believe Adam Aaron. Adam Aaron is Apollo, guys. He's the plant that got to stay. Now, I'm going to show you this guy, Lawrence Zilvey, whatever his damn name is. Now, Lawrence here is with a small company called the Hain Celestial Group. Now, the reason why I look at so that means he was still there even when he was here. But if you know about Hain, or you should know, they have a founder by the name of Irwin Simon. Irwin Simon is the chairman and founder of the Celestial Group right here. Okay. Now, the crazy part is this. He's also the founder and CEO of Tilray. And if you don't know about Tilray and the Canada connection via cannabis, I'll just leave it there, okay? Just where it's at. Now we're going to talk about this, okay? All these guys, board of directors of GameStop. It's unfortunate. Why are we talking about it? Because all of these guys that I just named, all the women and men that were in charge of GameStop, are the reason why they were overstored, the reason why they were expanding more so than what they could ever make a profit on. You can believe the industry is down. You can tell me it's digital only. You can tell me everything you want. You can tell me Brian Cohen's a failure. You can tell me GameStop has no value. And I'm telling you, connect the dots. They had their lineup in place. They made the bet on the lineup, and they lost because some genius sitting out there in Massachusetts said, you know what? This is undervalued. It doesn't make sense. And it didn't make sense. So shout out to Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill. But more so than that, shout out to you for understanding what Connect the Dots is. They put individuals in place on multiple traded companies, publicly traded companies, and they make bets on it. They lost this bet on GameStop, and they still haven't paid for it. You want to hold millionaires? You guys hold all you want. You guys want to see it through? Well, then see it through. But do it like I do. I just keep buying every day. That's all I ever do. I love GameStop. I respect GameStop. And I invest into GameStop. Not for who I want them to be, but for who they are. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop GameStop. Connect the dots, millionaires. Peace.